Now with memory, there's lots of great ways these days with the computer barrage that we can use to help with the memory. One is, of course, the recorders that we have on our phones. We've got them everywhere. To be able to record when you go into the physician's office as to what specifically he's saying to you. Oftentimes easier to record than write your hand notes. And the other thing that's great about recording information is that then you can listen to it again, and it's that redundancy that helps the memory. So I've got something recorded from a class that I really enjoyed, but I didn't pick up everything. That recording I can go over several times, and I'm going to pick up more and more. Something I used to do in grad school, because it's so hard to put all this information together, was that I'd have my notes, many people recorded in class too, and I'd go home and type them up and put it in my language. So what you're doing for the brain is, here's the information, and I'm going to discern it and put it and organize it how I think. And that's going to help you to remember it. So many times if you come home from hearing what the doctor said and you write out what you remember, or maybe someone's with you and helps you write out other information, just the actual act of writing it out helps the memory to put it to where you can access it easier. Writing is a wonderful way of helping the memory to input this information for you better. Of course, then we get to the sticky notes that are all over the house. I know I've heard that 100 times. And the clue to that seems to be in that you have a notepad next to your telephone, let's say, and it doesn't leave there. And anything that comes over the phone goes on that notepad, doesn't go on stickies anywhere else. When it's done, you either cross it out, or if it's a sticky notepad, you throw it in the garbage. Very, very systematic. And again, that pad doesn't go anywhere else, it stays by the phone. Then you have a pad for maybe a grocery list. So I'm running around, and I'm washing, and I find out I need more Tide. I go to the one place where the one grocery list is, and for me with kids, I leave it out on the counter so the kids can write down what they're wanting me to get, from the grocery store as well. But I don't take it anywhere else. I don't put it in my purse unless I'm going to the store and actually going to do it. I have that one list. And I don't do stickies for anything else except, again, these one lists and these one locations. Computer calendars, of course, we've got those available for us to use. Somebody says something and you're on your phone and you're putting it in your calendar right away as to when they're wanting to meet and whatever. I had a patient who worked in a hardware store, so he had to know the names of all the customers. He had to know what firm they were associated with, because of course they would get price reductions according to the firm they were with. And he was he was having a very difficult time remembering faces and names and being able to put them together with the company they worked with, and then be able to help them out with what they wanted. So what we designed for him was at the nightstand. Many times that was kind of his downtime, whether it's morning or night. I don't think that makes a difference, but it's right there on your nightstand, and it's things that are making life difficult right now, things that I can't seem to remember that I could before, things I can't pull together, whether that be names or whatever. This is just an example. But he would sit there at night and review what he had written out, and he had the person's name, association, and then any other information that his company needed him to know when he looked up and saw that person walking into their place of business. And what seemed to happen, that in this downtime of the stress all leaving as he's getting ready to go to bed, this information was easier for him to remember. And he reviewed it daily until it became very, very easy, and then maybe a couple times a week, and it was that kind of thing. But to use that kind of strategy for reviewing and the redundancy and the written, at a time when you're not stressed out, whether that be morning or night or whatever, seems to be a little easier time for the brain to be able to pull this together and